Missed out on the November launches and thinking what's next? Will the first new launch in 2025 be the right choice for you? This is my review of the Orie by CDL. Hi everyone and a warm welcome back to the channel. My name is William from Own This Property and we are finally at the end of 2024. This will be my final video of the year, and before I begin, a huge shout out to everyone who has supported the channel and also used my services. A big thank you from the bottom of my heart. The Orie was something that I was personally looking forward to because it is within 1 km of Pei Chin, which is my alumni, and I wish for my kid to go to the school to study next time. I purchased my current BTO at Bidadari under the owner-occupier scheme, with me being the occupier. So the MOP is only next year's second half, and I have to wait until then before I can actually buy a private property under my name. So who knows how many units are left at the Orie by the second half of next year. Nevertheless, I'll be using my usual objective and unbiased lens to analyze the Orie, share with you my unique insights that nobody else covers, so that by the end of the video, you have a clear understanding as well as strategy on whether you should buy the Orie. If you like what you see, do reach out to me on WhatsApp and I'll be happy to share more with you. The preview starts on the 3rd of January 2025. And if you find that Orie is not the property for you, not to worry, because I will be doing my signature ultimate guide to new launches 2025 edition. So do fill up the link in the description below and I'll be happy to send my latest research to you. Now back to the video. As always, I'll be using my OTP framework to analyze the Orie based on 5 factors: attributes, location, price, profit, supply, and the upside and exit strategy. So let's kick things off by looking at the first factor in our OTP framework, the development's attributes. I'll speed run through all the basic information like the facility, site plans, and location so that we have more time in this video to focus on the unique insights that I prepared for you. So if you'd like a copy of the ebook with all the general information, just reach out to me on WhatsApp and I'll be happy to share a copy with you. The Orie will be the first condo in Toa Payoh in 8 years, and you will see later in our supply analysis that this mature estate is very starved of new properties. So it was no surprise that developers also viewed this site favorably and bidded high. The Orie is just shy of being considered a mega development because it has 777 units. Now, a key positive here is that it has a basement car park, so immediately you are already winning your neighbor Gem Residences, which we will be comparing to a lot today. Being a high-rise development, notice how our surrounding properties are much lower. So what does this mean for you as a buyer? My guess here is that the developer should actually place less emphasis on the good direction or unblocked view premium, since most units will have unblocked nice views. On launch day, I will check what the pool-facing versus outward-facing premium is. If it's less than 5%, go and get the pool-facing units. Second, the per floor loading can cause significant price differences between a low floor unit and a high floor unit. Remember, developers want to maximize profits and use various pricing strategies to achieve that. Just take a look at the difference between November launches Emerald of Katong and Chuan Park. Emerald of Katong did not increase price at all on launch day, but the developer earned by implementing a very high per floor loading. The per floor jump for a 2-bedroom was $10,000. Now that's really too high in my opinion, and also why I told 2 of my clients to walk away on the launch day. On the other hand, Chuan Park per floor loading was half that of EOK. That doesn't mean you should blindly buy as well, as the developer also earned by implementing 3 price increments of 1% throughout the launch day. Likewise, I also told one of my clients, who unfortunately was Q796, to walk away, as the developer had already increased price at Q700. This causes the PSF to exceed my walkaway price. So the moral of the story is that the developer has a multitude of tactics to extract as much profits on launch day as possible. As a buyer, it can be very overwhelming and confusing for you on launch day, which is why you need a seasoned agent who has a clear strategy, a good grasp of the number, enough experience on how a launch day actually works to be able to advise you and protect your interests on that very stressful day. Here's a sample of my OTP launch day game plan deck that I prepare for each launch for my buyers. With this deck, you will have a clear strategy entering into the launch backed by numbers and logic. This in-depth stack selection ranks all the different units and stacks. I also look at how prices compare to the resale condos and ultimately what is a good buy and what should be your walkaway price. So if you think that you'll benefit from my OTP launch day game plan deck, do reach out to me on WhatsApp and I'll be happy to share more with you. Moving on to unit mix, the Orie starts from 1 bedroom plus study all the way to 5 bedrooms. And the unit mix is kind of 50% investment, 50% own stay, although I would argue that the 3 bedroom dual key are actually more investment leaning. So the unit mix here is actually not as ideal as you would think. Another negative is that the Orie is the most dense new launch of the current cycle. Although it is also a function of the location, as Gem Residences is also quite similar in terms of density. All in all, I see mostly good attributes, but minus 0.5 points due to the unit mix being just okay, and another 0.5 points due to its high density. So the Orie scores a 4 out of 5 for the first factor, attributes. The second factor in the OTP framework is location, so let's dive deeper. This is an RCR project in a very mature estate, so you get decent F&B and supermarket options all within 5 minutes walk from the Orie. Braddell MRT is also less than 5 minutes walk away. The Orie does, however, lack a bigger mall, but you can take one stop down the MRT to Bishan for Junction 8, and connectivity to other major MRT lines is also just a few stops away, so very little to complain over here. In terms of primary schools, this is one of the key draw for someone like me as well. There's going to be a lot to choose from, but the most notable one would be Pei Chin, which is within 1 kilometers. Hence, the Orie ticks all the key location attributes we want, but I have to shave off the score a little due to the lack of a big mall. Hence, it gets 4.5 out of 5 stars for the location factor. Moving on to the quantitative stuff, let's look at the third factor in our OTP framework, price and profitability. We saw earlier that developers bought the land slightly more expensive, resulting in an estimated break-even price of $2,305 per square feet. So factoring in about 5% for the URA harmonization and another 10% profit margin, my best guess here is that the average prices will be between $2,650 to $2,700 per square feet. This is also slightly higher than the Emerald of Katong, another RCR property near MRT, and rightfully so, considering that the Orie is even closer to the MRT and has a top primary school, and is also in a significantly undersupplied area. So far, my price estimates have been pretty close. For Emerald of Katong, I estimated $2,650 per square feet, and Trump Park $2,550 per square feet. So if the Orie comes in below my estimate of about 2.65 to 2.7k per square feet, it makes the price even more compelling than what I'm about to share in the later part of this video. Looking at the resale comparables of the Orie, it really goes to show how Toa Payoh really does not have a lot of options today. So I had to include Oleander Towers, which TOP over 30 years ago. In terms of the rental yield, the developments average 3.09%, which is pretty good, and it is also put down slightly by Trellis Towers, which is a freehold development, and hence it has slightly lower rental yield. In terms of profitability, over the past 5 years, there have been 364 profitable transactions and only 6 unprofitable transactions. This gives us an average annualized return of 3.27%, which is pretty good. Next, let's do our signature price gap analysis, taking the expected PSF of the Orie of about $2,675 per square feet on average and compare it to the recent PSF transacted at the other resale developments. The difference in PSF is called the premium, and we divide the premium by the age gap to the Orie to arrive at the PSF premium per year. Immediately, you can see that the premium is on the higher side compared to all the past analysis of other properties I've done this year. This is especially so for the Orie's premium to Gem Residences, which is over $70 premium per year. Is this a cause for concern then? I already had an inkling as to the reason why, but I had to spend a few hours putting the data together and creating this chart to clearly explain to you the reason why. I think the Orie at $2,675 per square feet isn't so much as overpriced, but rather Gem Residences is the problem child because its PSF has been suppressed. In this chart, I plotted the PSF of all transactions at Gem Residences since launch, split into the 3 different 3-bedroom layouts. Did you know that Gem Residences has not only a dual key, but triple key layout? You can see how that over time, the blue line has significantly lagged the PSF of the yellow line, which is the more standard 3-bedroom plus utility layout. So much so that the PSF of a 3-bedroom triple key is over $250 per square feet, lower than a 3-bedroom plus utility today. So having established that the PSF premium of the Orie isn't as scary as what it seems, the next more important concern is also whether this PSF premium that you are paying today is sustainable. In this chart, I plotted the price gap of the various resale comparables over time. Back in 2009, Trevista launched at about $200 per square feet higher than Oleander Towers. As shown by the blue line, we can see that till date, the PSF gap has not only maintained, but actually widened in Trevista's favor. So a good development like Trevista with good attributes, no major red flags, even if it was priced higher at launch, can still make a lot of sense for you to buy back then. Age of property also plays a part. Since 2016, when Gem Residences was launched, its price premium over the older Oleander Towers, as shown by the red line, has largely remained stable. However, if we look at how the price premium of Gem Residences compares to Trevista, as shown by the yellow line, we can see how it actually declined over time, especially for the 3-bedroom, which we will see in the later slides, that the PSF of the older Trevista has already exceeded the newer Gem Residences. So if a new launch has any red flags or is perceived to be inferior, the higher price premium that you pay today will eventually be eroded. In conclusion, while it might seem that the Orie at $2,675 per square feet is high compared to the resale competition, I think that it is still fair and not overpriced once we appreciate all the other factors at play and buyers' preferences today. And with that, it's not perfect but does score a good 4 out of 5 in the OTP framework. Each video I try my best to come up with something that's 100% unique and impactful. So these insights take a lot of time to do, and I really would appreciate if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel. Every single support means a lot to me. Moving on to another signature OTP framework analysis, which is our take on demand and supply. A quick recap, we calculate the supply ratio, which is the total number of units of a particular bedroom type on sale, divided by the total number of that bedroom type in the area. The lower the supply ratio, the better, as it reflects that not only do sellers have more pricing power, but also reflects resale buyers snapping up units once they are put up on sale. Since we do not have that many condos in the area, I spent a bit more time breaking down into the different unit types at Gem Residences as well. For a 2-bedroom, the supply ratio is 3.93%, which is not the best. A large portion of the units on sale are the 2-bedroom 1-bath at Gem Residences, which tells me that if you are an investor thinking of an ease-of exit in the future, you should probably skip the smaller layouts. On to the 3-bedroom, the supply ratio falls significantly to 1.54%, which is very good for you as a buyer. A big proportion of the units on sale are actually the 3-bedroom triple key at Gem Residences, which again are the bad apples of the area. So if you exclude those, the supply ratio falls even more. Notice how Trevista's 3-bedroom averages at $1,978 per square feet, which is already higher than Gem Residences. This once again gives me greater confidence to buy a good development, good layout, 3-bedroom at the Orie because many resale buyers have shunned Gem Residences. We'll dive deeper into that in our exit strategy segment where we do a layout comparison. Lastly, for the 4-bedroom, the supply ratio is even better at 1.24%. Gem Residences' 4-bedroom layout is actually pretty decent, but there is only one stack and hardly any units come on sale. So the Orie once again is able to satisfy that gap in the market today. Hence, for the supply and resale analysis factor in our OTP framework, I think the Orie scores well for its low supply ratio for the larger units. I do, however, need to shave off 1 point due to the smaller units' higher supply ratios and arrive at a score of 4 out of 5. On to the final factor, which is the upside potential and exit strategy. Toa Payoh is generally considered as an old estate, and buyers might find that it lacks a big, new, shiny mall. This is about to change as construction to create the integrated development, which includes a regional sports center, polyclinic, public library, and town park are already underway. This is part of the sports facilities master plan, so it will be similar to the scale of our Tampines hub and One Punggol. To the west of Toa Payoh also sits massive land plots slated for future residential development at Caldecott MRT and Mount Pleasant MRT. While we all know that Toa Payoh ranks as one of the most expensive HDBs in Singapore, giving us a healthy pool of HDB upgraders who are cash rich, more of such HDB upgraders are expected to come into the market. The Toa Payoh Rise BTO has already started construction works, so I think as a buyer at the Orie, buying the bigger units is the safest choice. Lastly, in order to avoid Gem Residence's underperformance, let's do a quick assessment of the layouts of the Orie to spot any potential red flags. For the 2-bedroom 2-bath, the Orie on paper is similar in size to Gem Residences at 678 square feet, but because of the URA harmonization, the actual livable space is larger. This gives the Orie a kitchen that is tucked away, an actual dining area that's not in the middle of the house, and most importantly, a larger and more comfortable master and common bedrooms. No complaints here, except the price gap. Assuming $2,700 per square feet, the Orie's 2-bedroom 2-bath average floor height unit might be hitting $1.8 million. And that's a huge price gap of about $400,000 to Gem Residence's 2-bedroom. So as an investor, I think your decision boils down to your ballot number to get something on a slightly lower floor. The 2-bedroom plus study at the Orie has good efficient dumbbell layouts with a tucked away kitchen and sizable study space. This is a safer buy because firstly, there isn't such a layout at Gem Residences, and secondly, the price gap to the 18-year-older Trevista also makes more sense. Next to the 3-bedroom 2-bath, or what we call the compact layout, the Orie is able to pack that into 850 square feet by going dumbbell and even includes a storage space which Gem Residences does not have. But that also means that one of the common bedrooms will be looking into the wall of your next door neighbor. Ultimately, I think that the resale performance will do well because the bedrooms are larger. The main complaint of Gem Residences is that its bedrooms are too small. Price-wise, the gap of about $300,000 to Gem Residences also makes more sense. Lastly, the 3-bedroom 3-bath, or what we call the premium layout, is the best layout to go for. Gem Residences does not have this, and the next comparable will be Trevista. Notice how Trevista is back in the era where there are a lot of wasted space from the planters and bay windows. Even the master bedroom has a bay window. Hence, in terms of livability, use of space, and a fair price gap to the 18-year-older resale, the 1,023 square feet layout at the Orie is my top pick. Having said that, while the Orie has better layouts, it is hardly the best. I personally felt that the 3-bedroom layouts lack variety, and the absence of a 3+ study layout is also a wasted opportunity. In terms of livability, the 4-bedroom layouts also do not have that landscape living dining configuration which I would like. All in all, while the Orie's upside and exit strategy is clear to see, it is not perfect and I rate it 4 out of 5 stars. If you are a buyer considering the Orie, then you might be unsure on whether this is the right choice for you or there are better options out there. So I've created the OTP framework to rank and compare all the new launches based on 5 factors. This includes a comparison with the November launches, as well as upcoming popular launches such as Park Town Residence at Tampines North and Alta at Clementi. If you are keen to understand how to utilize the OTP framework to gain clarity and aid in your decision-making process, do reach out to me on WhatsApp and I'll be happy to share more with you. To put everything together, who should be buying the Orie? Now, based on the OTP framework, it ranks as one of the top 3 new launches of the current cycle, but it is not without its flaws, which I have to share as well. For own-stay buyers, it ticks the key downside protection boxes of the MRT and good schools, and its efficient layout will make it highly sought after in the resale market. The basement car park is an added bonus win over Gem Residences. However, this is going to be a high-density project, and if it were more targeted at own-stay, I felt that CDL could have had a better variety of 3 and 4-bedroom layouts. So for investors, all the positive for own-stay also play a part in having good resale demand in the future. What stands out is its very low supply ratio for the larger units, the identifiable huge land plots for future government land sales, and Toa Payoh's organic $1 million HDB upgraders. On the flip side, the smaller units' price gap to resale is very large, especially so if you are left with the higher floor units. So do take note on launch day that the floor loading is within an acceptable range. And with that, thank you for sticking to the end of the video and also the end of 2024 with me. If you think that I can value add to your property journey, do reach out to me on WhatsApp and we can arrange a show flat viewing to talk more. And if you think that the Orie is not for you, not to worry, because my next video will be the signature Ultimate Guide to New Launches 2025 edition. You can fill up the Google form in the description below and I'll be happy to send the PDF research to you. Once again, thank you for staying to the end. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the new year.